With a third member of VShojo deciding to leave VShojo, there's been a lot of drama and speculation going on as to why that might be the case. But I feel like a lot of this speculation is misguided and kind of misses the point. When Silvervale left VShojo, there was a little bit of controversy because of the comments she made about fake friends and Iron Mouse not talking to her and this, that, and the other, which kind of gave the impression that that was her motivation for leaving, and it stirred up a lot of conversation about her decision. But Nyanners seems to be leaving on good terms, and I don't really think her leaving VShojo really warrants any speculation as to her motive other than a purely business decision. And this is something that Kason actually elaborated on, and I wanted to highlight some of her insight. She specifically said that VShojo JP is treating her very good right now, but if there's an agent that can give her a way better contract, like $1 million per month sponsorship, and VShojo can't afford her, then hell yeah, she's down. Contracts are business after all. And I feel like that really ties into what VShojo is all about. You see, VShojo is not Hololive. VShojo doesn't own the talent. They don't tell them what to do. All they really do is sometimes provide models, and very often they don't. Most of their talents came in with their own models and their own fan base. So really that just leaves it down to merchandise and sponsorships, which is quite honestly a very important aspect of a company, but not one that really warrants an emotional connection to. And it's entirely the reason why I haven't spoken about Mythic and when they sign on a VTuber, because again, Mythic isn't really a VTuber agency, it's just a generic talent agency that gives these talents merch and sponsorship deals, which is not really that big of a deal. And honestly, if 3 of the 9 English members who signed on to VShojo are leaving, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's drama in VShojo. That doesn't mean there's infighting in VShojo. It doesn't mean the girls are secretly all catty and hate each other, fake friendships, blah, 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 like I keep seeing over and over. All it really means is that the gun run isn't giving them the deals they want. If he's not out here working his ass off, giving them merch deals and great sponsorships, then why would they even bother to stick around? A sense of community? That doesn't matter. They can still collab because, again, he doesn't control them at all. He doesn't manage what they can and can't do at all. He does not own them. He works for them. The simple fact of the matter is, as an individual, you can still make your own merch and you can still do your own promo and you can still get your own sponsorships. Now that's everything I wanted to say about VShojo, but I want to quickly transition into talking about Nijisaniji because this kind of bleeds over, and I think what we're seeing in VShojo might possibly predict a pattern we might see in Nijisaniji as well. You see, Nijisaniji, much like VShojo, also provides merchandise and sponsorship opportunities so the talents can make more money, right? But what makes Nijisaniji and Hololive and other agencies like that unique is they do 2 additional things. Number 1, they bear the upfront cost of getting you an extremely high quality model, and 2, because companies like this have a extremely high amount of clout due to their past success, and the fact that they're basically gift wrapping you a very high quality model, you can get started and as soon as you hit the ground, you can hit the ground running and reach success that is much harder to reach as an indie and reach it substantially faster than you ever could hope to as an indie. But here's where Nijisaniji is running into a bit of a problem. Nijisaniji, quite frankly, isn't particularly good about promoting their talents. And when I say that Nijisaniji is bad at promoting their talents, I'm specifically referring to the fact that they churn out talents too quickly, such as releasing Heroes of the West and Heroes of the East, both of which were 4-member waves within a month of each other. I understand that it's thematic or whatever because they're related, but I feel like 8 talents released at once is just entirely too many. And this criticism doesn't come from nowhere. Take a look at some of their most recent talents that they've released. They're debuting to numbers like 24,000 and 25,000 apiece, which are decent numbers from my perspective as someone with only 3,500 subscribers, but take a look at the strategy that they're employing and compare it to what Hololive does, because they did something extremely similar. When they released the Holostars EN branch, they released their first wave in June and their second wave 4 months later. And by giving them time to breathe and time to grow, you can see that Vesper's looking at over 200,000 subscribers and Haka looking at over 100,000 subscribers. You get better results when you space things out and let people grow on their own instead of just churning out as many people as possible. It takes time to build an audience, and they're simply not being given enough time to build an audience. And the reason I'm harping on this so hard is because I see this as a prediction. We are seeing a lot of people graduate and get terminated in basically every agency. And with a company like Nijisaniji debuting talents to relatively modest numbers, relatively consistently, and churning people out faster and faster, the talents aren't getting the instant success that they otherwise would have had they signed on with somebody like HoloLive. So they're not getting what was promised. And those other two factors that I mentioned earlier when I was talking about VShojo, how VShojo is out there providing sponsorships and merch deals, do you really think a Nijisaniji talent with 25,000 subscribers is getting really good offers for sponsorships and merch deals? I don't think those are going to be particularly lucrative. And VShojo only does the sponsorships and merch deals, and they can barely hold on to their talent. Now compare that to working for Nijisaniji, where your sponsorships and merch deals are not as great, your promotion is not that great, all you're really getting is a free model, and you could do that for free in Vroid or get a free pre-made VTube Studio model. And you're getting so little value out of this arrangement, yet Nijisaniji, the corporation, controls everything about your career. They control what games you play, what you can and can't talk about, what you can and can't joke about, who you collab with. Are these modest benefits really worth giving up the entirety of your creative control? I feel like a lot of them are going to come to the conclusion that it's not worth it, and we're going to see a lot of these talents leave. So just to quickly summarize, I predict that VShojo is going to lose more members, and I predict that Nijisaniji is going to lose more members, and I also predict that they're going to lose quite a few more before the year is over. I think 2023 is going to be the year of the purge when it comes to corpo VTubers. But that's just my opinion. I've made my case, and I'm really curious to hear what all of you guys think, so sound off in the comments down below. Bye guys!